Okay, welcome guys. Today's video, we're going to go check out the ambassador's residence, the foreign ambassador's residence here in Lopburi. But before we go, I want to see what this temple looks like right behind me. It's right next to the ambassador's residence, and it's Wat Pun, which they're not really sure exactly what that means. It may be referring back to like the arrow from from Rama, or it could be like a gunsmith that was here on this property. Anyway, the temple dates back before King Narai used Lopburi as like the second capital. It goes back to the Dawati period, and it also goes back to the Khmer region. This was restored in like 2007 to the condition you see, and it was declared a monument in 1936. So like I said, it goes back to Khmer culture and the culture that was here before this was officially like Lopburi, or whatever you want to call. Lopburi had many different names in the past. So anyway, let's take a quick look at this, and then we'll go over to the foreign ambassador's residence. So you can see like the perimeter wall for the temple, and this is the outer wall of this main prayer hall. And it's pretty nice. I mean, it's got some thick walls. There's not a whole lot to it. There's not any real plaster remaining. You can see the styling of the bricks on the bottom. And then here's the door to go in from here. And there was only a couple windows. Looks like there was 4 windows, unless this was a door. This could have been a door also, yeah. So it looks like there were 2 windows and then 3 doors, 2 here and then the one on that side. And then it had some nice big cubby holes for some Buddha relics here. And they were in the Lopburi style up at the top. And you can see they've done something above the back window there that was behind the main Buddha image. So this looks like it may have had a second story. Huh. That may explain why the walls are so thick. So here would have been the main Buddha, and there's nothing really left. There's a couple little pieces of it. And then now it's just home to some pigeons. Okay, so let's go out and let's go over there to the foreign ambassador's residence now. So here's a good look at it from across the little road here. Right next to it is a Chinese temple, and then they have like a little park now. Looks like you guys out there doing a little bit of exercise. And then here's this little road, and then this is the outer wall for the foreign ambassador's residence. And the gate is over on the south side. So we'll walk around and we'll go over there and take a look at it. And all around it here is the old town of Lopburi. They've built the city basically on top of the ruins of the old like second capital of Lopburi. And that was all built on top of the ruins from the previous kingdom. So there's history that in this region that goes way back. And this isn't too far from King Narai's palace. And it's also not too far from the train station. I mean, you're probably, maybe a kilometer and a half or so from the train station. It's kind of a cool truck. He's got the Michelin Man on it. Got stickers all over it. Got a bunch of mirrors. So here's the outside of the Constantine Vichayen House, the residence for the ambassador. And you can see the gate and everything right here. Okay, so here is the gate. So we're going to pay for a ticket right over here. It's 50 baht for a foreigner and 10 baht for Thai. Okay, so this is very nice. Wow. These buildings look so much different than what you normally see around. Now they call this the Vichayen House, which is mistaken. There was a Thai noble that had that name, and he took up residence here after the French ambassador left. And this was built under the reign of King Narai, and they built these 2-story brick buildings. And just look at above the windows and everything. So it's, I guess, in the Renaissance style. And then there was a chapel built here also that they called, it had like the name with like Notre Dame. And I think that might have been the French cathedral that was the chapel. But check that out, 2-story brick buildings with the little triangles over the windows. Oh, this would have been really cool to see in the day when it was around, when it was all nice and whitewashed. So I think this was what they're calling the little chapel. So it would have been a Catholic church, I believe, this one here, but it would have still been decorated in the Thai style. You see that over the windows and stuff? Would have been like the Thai design. We can go up in here and take a look. A little tree growing right here. So this isn't too far from where Narai had his palace. So the French ambassador would have came and stayed here, and then he would have been able to go and talk to, you know, the king and all of that. And I guess when he left, that's when the Thai noble came here and stayed. And the French ambassador, I believe, she's also famous for like some of the Thai sweets and stuff, is what I read about. I could be mistaken about that. But this is nice. So there would have been a window there. It looks like it kind of has fallen apart around it. I wonder if it would have been round at one time, or if it's just kind of the bricks that have fallen off. And then some more of the buildings. So this was constructed, I believe, like in around the 1687, somewhere around there. And a couple more little buildings over here. We got a big tree growing. So this isn't like a big, huge ruin. It's probably like 100 meters by like 50 meters or so. But the ruin is in pretty decent shape. Wonder what this building would have been. It's pretty small. And this one here, they've got it supported up to keep it from collapsing. So it had a basement also. So this would have been a 2-story brick building with a basement. This over here has the looks of either like a small little kitchen, or it would have been a latrine, or it could have been a combination of both. Yeah, this looks like it would have been maybe like a bathhouse here. And King Narai had pipes, and he had plumbing that brought into his palace. So it would have been pretty easy for him to extend the plumbing to here. And a couple little quarters built into the outer wall. These would have probably been like servant quarters or something. Yeah, this thing is massive. So they put some little supports there to keep it from collapsing down. And they had just kind of like a maze of like little walls and stuff in here also. Looks like they bricked over that window. Wonder if that would have been like a set of stairs to take you up to the 2nd story. Now, I don't know when the last time was that they came in here and restored this, but it was declared a national treasure in like the 1930s, like 1936 or something. And you can see where they've put in some beams to support the walls up at the top. So that would have been roof beams back in the day, but now they're concrete beams across there to keep the walls from falling in. Well, that's cool. You can look over there, see like right into the other building. They had the door. And so they would have had Like you see those notches right there above the door. That would have been the floor of the second story. Yeah, the construction of this is so much different than the normal Thai stuff. They still put, you see right there above the door, you can see the arch. And then here was one of the gates to go out. And right over there is that temple that I started the video on. So it is just super close. Ah, this looks like maybe a well. And they would have had some nice stairs coming in here from like the little courtyard. It looks like they had like a walkway also. So this would have been a brick walkway to come in from the gate. They would have been able to come right in, go up these stairs, and right into this hall. And it would have been such a contrast. It would have been all in the Renaissance style, which was popular back in the 1680s. So it would have been such a contrast to see this European style building all amongst the Thai houses and Thai temples and everything. Oh, it would have been spectacular to see. And some more of the walls here, and they had another little well or a little pond or a pool. Maybe they had a, it's hard to say what they would have had in there. And then this was looks like the basement of another building, or another part of this building. So they have some wooden rails to keep you from falling in the hole now. And that would have been the floor beams right there. And so you'd have probably accessed it from right over there. Now they have a few little data plates. It says there's a QR code you can scan, but everything that I see is in Thai. So as you come in, we just walked through all the ones on the left. Let's go over there to the right and see those now. And you can see this would have been the main entrance here. They would have had this wall with the walkway, and then they have those notches in the low wall for some candles. And then here would have been some little windows. So they might have been shaped like a T. Huh, very cool. But that building is just amazing. Oh, I like that. Yeah, this ruin is really neat. It's an easy walk from the train station to get over here. So if you wanted to, it'd be a nice combination where you go to King Narai's palace and then just walk a couple more 100 meters to over here. And you also get to go through like the old town part of Lopburi, and there's like little markets and stuff set up on the sidewalks and around, so you could do some snacking and buy some drinks, stuff like that. Just come down here and kind of experience all of Lopburi, and then come over here and look at this ruin. It's really nice. I like it. It's not a big site, but it's pretty decent. The shape is, it's in good shape, for what is left, considering this was built in the 1680s. So, not too many things 350 years later are still standing like this. So let's keep looking around. Okay, so there's that little French Gothic, or the Notre Dame Cathedral. And then these buildings here are pretty much gone. All that's left is like the outer wall. And I'm not sure what that belonged to at one time. Maybe like a chimney or something. And they had like another little well right there. And you can see the footprint of this building. And then if you look over at the wall, it used to be pretty tall. That's what's left of it now though. So they probably came in and rebuilt it. Okay, let's look at this last building here. It's pretty much all that's left of this ruin. There's some big trees. You can see over there where they've been doing some dirt work to excavate a little bit. So check out that over the door. Yeah, that's cool. It looks just so much different. So this would have had a floor right there, and they would have had a second story up there. And hard to say where the stairwell is that went up to it. And then a couple more of the buildings over there that are just down to the foundation. Oh, we got a million pigeons inside this one. They've got some serious nests in there. So those were the holes for the beams for the second story. And that would have been the door there, and that would have been a window for the second story. And a window, and a window, and a door that would have led into that other building. So the plaster work on this wall, you can see it's about almost a ½ inch thick or so. But they've came in and they've restored all of this. You can see they took the timber out above the door or above that window, and they've just redone it with concrete. So I'm wondering what the floor was. I'm sure it would have been stone, but right now all it is just grass. It would have probably been like stone, and they would have put the tiles over it or something. Yeah, this is neat. And you can see it from this side. So that would have been all decorated up. And there's a tree growing up there now. And it looks like right here would have been another floor. So this building would have went up to that. I don't see any like 3D representation of what it used to look like. I would actually really like to see that. They don't have anything out here. There's not any real displays or anything. And then another building over here in the corner of this. So it looks like to me that they would have had a balanced floor plan. So there would have been a building there, another building here, then there would have been one here, then a central courtyard, and then like 3 more of these same style buildings on that side. And then it looks like they would have been connected in the back. So they would have been able to walk on the back side of all of those buildings together. And then it would have been open right in front of that little church. Yeah, this is really cool. And then they would have had all of these walls and a couple little buildings built up here in the front. Yeah, it would be really nice to be able to jump in a time machine and just buzz right on back and take a look at this. But my time machine must be out of go juice. It doesn't work anymore. So take one more look here at this little cathedral. And then this residence hall. Yeah, I just really like how it's built. And then this would have been the entrance to the church. It would have had like a little window up there. All right, guys. So that finishes up a quick little walk around here at this French ambassador's residence, or the foreign ambassador's residence, however you want to call it. Anyway, this is really, really nice. It's a simple little ruin. I mean, it's not gigantic. And what you see here, the styling is just so much different than what you see anywhere else in Thailand. I really love to see old buildings like this, and it would be just amazing to be able to see what it would have looked like back when this was new and shiny, and all the walls and everything were up here. But what you see is still cool. I've enjoyed this a lot. So hopefully you guys did too. If you like this video, make sure you click like, smash the like button, just takes a second to do. And if you're new to my channel, this is the kind of videos that I do. I just walk around in Thailand, I show you what I see. If it's a temple, I go see it. If it's an old ruin like this, I go see it. And a market, whatever. I just show you a little bit of my daily life. And if you want to see more content like that, subscribe, and then you're notified when I post a new video. And leave me a comment, tell me what you think. If you've been here before, tell me that also. And if you want me to do another video of something else, tell me, and I'll do my best to make a video of that if it's something else that I can do. And as always, guys, remember, from Lopburi, Thailand, life is a journey. Until next time, enjoy.